What is going on, guys? It's Piston Rods, and we're in another video of the budget leader bike rebuild. 2003 R1 picked up for 3,000 bucks. So what we're doing today is replacing the front brake pads. I've already done a video with me flushing the fluid and replacing that out of here, and it helped the braking feel a lot. You can actually feel it being progressive now, but they still feel a little bit weak to me. So we're going to head and run these Caliper semi-metallic brake pads. I've heard these guys are pretty good. Usually I use EBC. These are a little bit cheaper than EBCs, and they seem to get just as good reviews as them. So let's go ahead, break this down, and install these real quick. So what I'm going to show you guys today basically works on almost any bike. It's been the same on like the 5 bikes that I've used. You're going to want to go ahead and break off the 2 bolts that hold the actual brake caliper to the bike. You can see it right here. I'm taking the top one and the bottom one off. On this bike there's one more that holds the bracket onto the actual fender. Go ahead and take that off. Everything should just come free really easily. You guys can see there, there's a little bit of life left on the brake pads, probably about 30% left. I could probably go around, I don't know, 3,000 more miles on them, but I'm just going to take them off because they feel horrible. There is 2 cotter pins on this holding this primary bolt that goes through the middle in. So just take a screwdriver, pull them out, but make sure you keep them, because you're going to need to use them again when you put them back together. So one side is out, second side, that cotter pin comes out. There you go. Most bikes right here have this pin that goes through the middle. Push that out. That is the main thing that holds everything together. Dust shield in the back should come free. There it is. And then yeah, the pads should just come falling right out. If anything is hung up and doesn't want to come out and you feel like you have to force it, it means that there's something still in place that you need to take out. So make sure you look around. Do not start just pulling and yanking things off your brake line. That can cause you major problems. Since this bike is old, I'm going to hit it with some brake cleaner, clean some stuff off. Not going to clean it like really like spotless, but this is just something to do. Since you have your brake pads off, it gives you access to cleaning some of these parts that you normally probably do not clean. So clean off the rotor, clean off the inside of these, and just wipe them down real good. Now time to put on the new Caliper brake pads. Check it out, guys. You guys can see how much life is left in there. Yeah, a lot of that has been worn away, so we're going to put the Caliper units back on there. Those pads seem a little glazed as well. At any rate, to put the thicker pads in there, because they're new, you may want to push the pistons back in like I'm doing here with a wrench. That just gives you more space to actually fit them in there, and then just slot them in. Simple as that. This procedure really is very easy. You're just going to go ahead and reverse everything. You don't really need to pay someone to do this. Working on bikes is way easier than doing pads on like your car or anything. It's just a lot easier because the parts are smaller and lighter and easier to work with. You don't have to be underneath the car. Anyways, we're putting the pins back in that are holding that main pin in, those cotter pins, pushing them back in. Got the dust shield in there. And then just make sure your pads are situated correctly within those pistons right there. Make sure you put some space in the middle, because that's where you're going to be sliding it over the actual brake rotor. So you do that, slide it on in there, and just bolt everything that back up. It's really, honestly, that simple. On the front, you're going to want to do the other side again, same procedure. 2 sides for the front. In the rear of my bike, there's only 1 side on the rear. Procedure again is definitely the same. You can kind of just look at your bike and see if you have more than 2 sides on the back, but that's really rare that it does. But here you go, guys. Tighten everything back in. Don't go crazy torquing it down, just make it nice and tight. Check your brakes. Really important, hit that brake lever to make sure you are not getting spongy brakes, because sometimes after you change the pads you need to do that to make sure you put pressure back in the line. Do not want to go on a ride, hit your brake, and have it hit like the lever and go right to the floor. But that's it. Budget bike rebuild. Pads done on the R1. Stay tuned. Subscribe for the next video to see how I fix this thing back up. See you later, guys. Peace.